Birds of Prey is unfortunately underperforming at the box office. And when I saw Birds of Prey, as a comic book fan, I read a lot of DC comics, and one of the reasons I like DC movies so much is because I'm a fan of the characters from the comics. I was thinking, what could have been, right? I thought Birds of Prey was decent, but I thought, it didn't really match the hype that it had before it came out. All these people like, this movie's so great, and I saw it, and I was like, it's okay, but, solid, but, it could have been better. And so, here's what I would do if I were playing Hollywood producer. Like, if I was the executive making Birds of Prey, here's what I would have done. I would have made it a real true Birds of Prey movie, right? I wouldn't have, forced the Birds of Prey into a Harley Quinn movie and used Harley Quinn as, a vehicle to backdoor introduce Huntress and Black Canary. I would have just made a Birds of Prey movie with Huntress and Black Canary and maybe Barbara Gordon Oracle in it. Although, I don't know if Barbara Gordon or Oracle or Batgirl, the first time you see her, should be in a Birds of Prey movie. I think she should be introduced, as a supporting character in, a Batman movie, and then get her own movie, and then join the Birds of Prey. So I probably might not have even made Birds of Prey until, years from now, right? I wouldn't have made Birds of Prey in the first place until we had already had, a Barbara Gordon or Batgirl. And when I did to be in it, since she's so important to that IP's history, and when I made it, I would have made Birds of Prey just a straight up action movie. I wouldn't have tried to do this quasi Deadpool vibe where there's people breaking the fourth wall and there's quirky stuff. I would have just been it's an action movie with some women in it. Black Canary, Barbara Gordon, Oracle, or whomever, Huntress, or Batgirl too, and maybe someone else. And they would have just been fighting bad guys or ninjas, or in some kind of crime caper. Maybe I would have even, if I were going to soft introduce the Birds of Prey first before they got their own movie, I would have them show up as some awesome cameos or surprise characters in a Batman movie or maybe in an end credit scene, right? Imagine there's a movie where Batman has to fight a bunch of villains at the same time, and there's a scene, and we don't tell the audience in the marketing at all. Nobody sees it's coming. We keep it hush-hush. And the Black Canary shows up and, helps him beat up a bunch of bad guys, right? The audience would lose their minds. Or there's some end credit scene and the Huntress shows up, right? That's how I would have introduced Black Canary and the Huntress. And then I would have done Birds of Prey. And if I didn't do that, I would just make a Birds of Prey movie, right? Now, I know a lot of people are the Birds of Prey, Huntress and Black Canary are very relatively obscure compared to Harley Quinn or Batman. They can't support their own movie. I think that's ridiculous, right? Because the Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who they were. James Gunn made a good Guardians of the Galaxy movie and they blew up all over the place. The Suicide Squad by David Ayer. That movie made $740 million. Nobody knew who the Suicide Squad were before that movie except for comic book fans. People knew who certain members of it were, like Joker and Harley Quinn. Will Smith was already a big star, but still, your average household were I don't know what the Suicide Squad is until, they saw that movie. So I think that, the Birds of Prey, Huntress and Black Canary being relatively minor characters, that wouldn't have mattered, if there had been a movie about them that had been really good by a good action director. Quentin Tarantino, right? Imagine if Birds of Prey had been a Kill Bill style movie directed by somebody like Quentin Tarantino, right? You could have Black Canary being, the bride or whatever, with all these awesome action scenes fighting all these people. And it's very hyper-stylized and not realistic, but still a really good movie. They tried to do that sort of in Birds of Prey, but Birds of Prey was kind of like Quentin Tarantino light. I would have made Birds of Prey just a full-on Quentin Tarantino style movie, or just, a straight-up action movie. So, that's what I, the comic book purist who's read Birds of Prey comics, that's what I would have done with the movie if I were producing it. And I think that if I were producing it with these ideas, the movie would have made more money in its opening weekend. So maybe I need to try to get a job in Hollywood. But what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment of how Birds of Prey could have been better and thus more profitable in theaters? Or not? Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel because I appreciate your viewership, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.